and welcome to Lagos Updates on Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. This program highlights the activities of the Lagos State Governor and other state events. I'm Adiola Akindele. In the highlights of the program today, Lagos State Governor hosts President Tinubu. This and more after this time out. We'll begin today with this birthday message from the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Mudashiru Obasa, who congratulated Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and Femi Gbajabiamila, Chief of Staff to President Bola Tinubu, as they mark their birthdays. While Governor Sanwo-Olu is 58, Gbajabiamila, immediate past Speaker of the House of Representatives, is 61. In a message celebrating Sanwo-Olu, Obasa described the governor as a Lagosian whose background and experience in the corporate world have helped in sustaining the position of Lagos as a yardstick for measuring development in Nigeria. Obasa described Sanwo-Olu as an exemplary governor with a sense of purpose and commitment to the ideals that make Lagos great. Rejoicing with Gbajabiamila, Obasa described the former speaker as a compassionate person and one who breathes life into every task to which he finds himself assigned. As Nigerians join Muslim faithful all over the world to celebrate Eid al-Kabir, the Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu also rejoiced with Nigerians, especially Muslims, urging them to imbibe the lessons and the sacrifice made by Prophet Ibrahim. He also encouraged the Muslim faithful to work with other faiths for the peace, unity and progress of Nigeria. Governor Sanwo-Olu, in his Eid al-Kabir message issued on Tuesday by his media advisor, Boyega Koshili, congratulated Muslims in Lagos and advised them to continue on the path of spirituality and peaceful coexistence. The governor also advised the Muslim faithful to draw lessons from the Prophet's examples by eschewing tendencies that could sever the unity and stability in Nigeria. Speaking on the significance of the Eid al-Adha, Governor Sanwo-Olu said the celebration became a symbolic event in the history of mankind, given the bountiful rewards that followed the patience and perseverance of Prophet Ibrahim, who held on tenaciously to his faith in God despite being afflicted. Governor Sanwo-Olu also appealed to all Nigerians to support President Bola Tinubu and his administration's efforts in building a nation that would work for all. Away from that story, wife of the Lagos State Governor, Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu, led an awareness walk against drug abuse and illicit dealings in narcotics organized by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA. The walk was put together in partnership with a telecommunication firm as part of activities lined up to commemorate the 2023 International Day Against Drug Abuse, which is celebrated annually on June 26. The awareness work commenced from the NDLEA's office located at 5 Jagumi Street, Bagada Phase 2, and ended at the Terminal 2 of Oshodi Transport Interchange. According to Mrs. Sanwo-Olu, the war against drug abuse is a serious problem and needs to be tackled by all relevant stakeholders. She commended NDLEA and all partners that supported the awareness campaign, just as she urged everyone to partake in the fight, as the war against the menace should be and must be seen as everyone's business. Commander Lagos Command of the NDLEA, Umaru Adoro, said Lagos is crucial to the fight against drug abuse and trafficking because dealers come in through the state. Representatives of Lagos State Government, the British Deputy High Commission, C40 cities and other stakeholders had met to collaborate on effective ways of getting major stakeholders buy-in and ensure the development of a robust policy document that will translate into a cleaner and healthy environment statewide. Addressing the validation workshop, the Permanent Secretary, Office of Environmental Services, Omobolaji Gaji, said the meeting is about prioritizing climate action and reducing greenhouse gas GHG emission in the waste sector through the management of organic waste in the state. He added that Lagos State is in extensive city engagement with C40 cities and UK aid and has carried out a needs and gap assessment for waste sector in the state through a consultant, Messrs. Geo Abbott. Gaji recalled that the initial draft report was presented earlier in the year after incorporating various views, opinions, and recommendations, adding that it became worthy to have a validation workshop to obtain sign-off from the decision makers towards creating a workable action plan to drive a pilot project which the state can duplicate and expand over time. In his presentation, the C40 City Advisor Maximum Ugoke lamented that Africa has been disproportionately impacted by climate change. He said Lagos is developing a mainstream strategy on how to manage organic waste. Ugoke disclosed that optimizing energy use in buildings can deliver between 20 to 55% of cities' emissions reduction. From that story, we move to this one, which says the Lagos State government, through its Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency, the SVA, has opened the Eco Haven, a shelter for survivors of domestic violence. This is part of the state government's commitment in ensuring holistic support is provided for survivors of sexual and gender-based violence. Executive Secretary, DSVA, Titilola Vivo Adeniyi, at the opening revealed that the shelter located in Ikorodu, axis of Lagos, was a 30-bed space capacity to provide immediate shelter services to high-risk survivors of domestic violence. She said opening the shelter was the state government's prompt response to the burgeoning demand to ensuring preservation of life, safety, stability, empowerment, and subsequently the reintegration of survivors into the society. According to Vivo Adeniyi, the establishment of Eco Haven is in keeping with the DSVA's statutory mandate of establishing shelters across all divisions of the state. She stated that with this intervention, it is expected that survivors in abusive relationships would find the courage to break the culture of silence, speak up and speak out with the assurance that help is just a call away. Aside from providing accommodation, health, psychosocial support, as well as livelihood support would also be integrated and made available for survivors through Eco Haven. Also, during the week, the Lagos State government announced plans to implement the annual Proof of Ownership Certificate (POC) to enhance national safety, security, planning, and robust database of all vehicles across the country. While addressing journalists at a press conference in Ikeja, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Transportation, Abdulhafiz Toriola, laid the fears of double taxation or revenue drive, but an avenue to collaborate and harmonize vehicle registration process with other states of the Federation. Toriola listed the benefits to include obtaining statistics of vehicular population nationwide, solution to minimization of car theft and recovery of stolen vehicles, streamlining the fulfillment of uniform licensing scheme mandate.
So, safety and security of vehicles and their owner. Enhance national vehicle database for national security. For planning and economic development, this is also very important to be able to plan effectively.
The representative of the sector commander of the Federal Road Safety Corps in Lagos State, Tajuddin Mafe, noted that the initiative was approved by the Joint Task Board to ensure a seamless means of ensuring the genuinity of database and enhance real-time status of all vehicles registered in the country.
It is incumbent on us to ensure that we carry out this very particular mandate It's also in line with our core mandate, that is our vision and mission, which is aimed at to regulate, enforce, and at the same time coordinate all road safety and traffic management.
Representative of the Joint Task Board, JTB, Segun Obayendo, who hinted that intelligent transport system must be data-driven, noted that the initiative process had started about 5 years ago, and there is need to integrate, collaborate with other states to solidify the process.
If a car commits an offense here in Lagos and we have this database in place, you commit any infraction, if you get to Kano, they will tell you you have committed this in Lagos State.
The initiative is in accordance with the National Road Traffic Regulation 2012 as amended number 101, volume 99, section 73, 1-6. Finally, on the program today, Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has hosted President Bola Tinubu, who was in Lagos for a salad break, to a state banquet. President Tinubu arrived at Lagos House Marina on Thursday at about 3:40 p.m. after his visit to Ogun State. In his response after receiving a gift of Adamu Orisha symbol from Governor Sanwo-Olu, President Tinubu, who thanked and commended everyone who believes in the positive Nigerian project with him, promised to bring about changes that will benefit all, operate an open door policy, and as well re-engineer the financial system of the country to enviable heights.
We need to take the steps to stop the bleeding of our finances through speedy action on fuel subsidy. We had no choice. From there, we must re-engineer the effectiveness of control and management of our resources in order to meet the obligation owed to Nigerians by politicians. We are on, and I'm standing here assuring you that I will not relent.
The host, Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, promised on behalf of Lagosians, captains of industry, and other stakeholders in the state to join hands with the president's administration in rebuilding Nigeria to an unprecedented height.
Mr. President, we see a leader who is committed to the development of Nigeria, its people, and its future. We see a leader who believes in the potential of this great nation, who works tirelessly to unlock the potential. We see a builder of men, an advocate for unity, and a beacon of hope for our country. Today, that we celebrate Eid, we celebrate a new dawn for our country.
Two former governors of Lagos State, Babatunde Fashola and Akinwumi Ambode, joined Governor Sanwo-Olu at the event attended by wife of the president, Oluremi Tinubu, the vice president, Kashim Shettima, wife of the governor, Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu, State Deputy Governor Obafemi Hamzat and his wife Oluremi, Speaker, Lagos State House of Assembly Mudashiru Obasa, some members of the Senate led by its President Godswill Akpabio, House of Representatives led by its Speaker Tajuddin Abbas, some state governors, captains of industry, members of the diplomatic corps, and party faithful. And with that story, we conclude this week's edition of Lagos Update, a program that highlights the activities of the Lagos State Governor and of the state events. You can follow us on our various social media platforms: Twitter, Lagos Traffic 961, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1. You can follow us on our various social media platforms: Twitter, Lagos Traffic 961, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961, Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. On YouTube, subscribe and watch us live on our channel, Traffic Radio 961. Thanks to my producer, Babatunde Akinyemi, and studio engineer, Oyeshola Ola, with support from Chukwunazo Ishi Cheli and the social media team. The executive producer is Tayo Akunle. I'm Adiola Akindele. Next week is another date. Stay blessed and stay safe.